Hi everyone, good to meet you. My name is Michael. Just to get started here with exercise chapter 8, or exercise 8 from chapter 8. What's asking us is we need to determine the missing amounts from these promissory notes. The first thing we need to do is first figure out the maturity date of each of these notes. This one's pretty basic here. The thing that can get confusing at times is just remembering the difference between when you have to figure out the maturity date, when it's days versus months. For our months, it's pretty straightforward. All we need to do is count 6 months, go up 6 months from the date of the note. So for this one, going up 6 months, we can figure it out that it's actually going to be August 7th. And then for the next two, for the days, it's a little different. For this one, we just got to count 60 days from April 1st, for example, from the first note we have. And so for this one, actually, counting 60 days into the future, it ends up actually being, let me see, the answers down here, is actually going to be May 31st. And then for the second one, the maturity date from July going out 30 days here, as we can see, when you go out 30 days, is going to be August 1st. That part's is probably the simplest part here. Like I said, for days, we just need to make sure we count out the number of days and the terms that it gives us. So 60 days from April 1st or 30 days from July 2nd versus here we need to go out 6 months from March 7th. So actually will be the same day of the month, just 6 months out. Hopefully, I'm sure all of you can get that one pretty simply here. Next thing we need to do here is we're going to use this interest rate formula that was given to us in the book to figure out, I guess, for the first row here, that we need to figure out what the total interest is. To do this, we need to know the face value of the note, the annual interest rate, and time in terms of 1 year. And then that will equal our interest rate. So for this first one here, all we'll do is hit equal, and we will go face value of note, so the principal, so 600,000 times the annual interest rate, which is 9%, so we'll just go 0.09 here. And then we'll multiply that by the time in terms of 1 year. So for this, we have to remember, like it says, it's in terms of 1 year. And in the book, it wants us to, instead of using 365 days, use 360 days if our term is in days. So for this, we will divide the number of days given in the terms divided by 360. So for this will be 60 divided by 360. Hit enter, and they'll give us our total interest of 9,000 off of the principal here. I'm going to skip down to the very last one here. We'll do the same thing. We'll go equals our principal times our annual interest rate, which is 10%. So 0.1, and then times the time in terms of 1 year. And for this, it will be 6 months. So instead of having it in days like I did above, where it's out 360, we'll do it in terms of months. And so it'll simply just be 6 divided by 12, because it gives us, when you have terms of 6 months here. And so we'll close parentheses there, hit enter. It'll give us total interest of $6,000. Now for this one here, just kind of for sake of time, but basically what we need to do is now figure out the annual interest rate, and to give us the total interest. So just using some algebra here, I was able to figure out that the total interest was 8%. So we'll just go 0.08, hit enter. We'll change this to a percentage up here. And if we wanted to, we can delete that, and we can double check our math here. We can go equals our face value, 90,000, times our annual interest rate, times our annual interest rate, and then times our time in terms of 1 year, which will be 30 divided by 360. And enter, we get 600. So hopefully this is simple for you guys. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Like I said, just kind of running a little short on time, so that's why I didn't go in super depth on how to get this 8% interest rate. But a lot of it is just some algebra, finding x there to really get the annual interest rate, and rearranging the formula a bit in order to find what the annual interest rate. And then you can kind of plug and chug and get the numbers you need. Hopefully this is helpful. Definitely, like I said, respond. Let me know if you have any questions here. Thank you.